Shalom, 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 O children of the house of Israel. It's early in the morning, it's still dark. Everybody still sleeps, so I got a peace time. And I woke up and I had a few questions in my heart. All I want to know is, what does the descendants of slavery who were brought here in the belly of ships do when you enter into your civil war? It's not our fight. It's the left against the right, and we are neither. We are not with the left because they don't accept us, and the right don't accept us. So we are just pawns in the middle. And what's funny to me is that you got us living like this in America. Okay, not me. I'm really not living that bad, but a lot of my family is. A lot of black people in America live in hovels, and they don't have cars, they don't have money, they live bad. I mean, I was a 13th and 14th Amendment slave because I've been to prison for 10 years of my life. But I'm also an electronics engineer, and I'm also a master electrician. So you're not going to make me live bad in America, because guess what? You always going to need my services. See, when 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 that power go off, you calling me. You don't care what my past was. So you make me live comfortable amongst you. And I thank you for that. But at the same time, I want to tell you that my ancestors have all we did 310 years of slavery, which plus the 10 years that you took from me. And here's the funny thing about that. They seen I had an engineering degree and I was smart, so they made me go and become a tutor in there and teach their dummies how to get a GED. Ain't that funny? Those people so much smarter than us made me teach their rejects, if you will, education. I not only taught, I taught math. If it was in the GED, I taught it. Any form of math, any form of, how to read, social skills, whatever you needed. They even had me teaching driver's training in prison. Get your CDL license. I had to learn Spanish to teach Spanish in prison. Ain't that funny? So now I know Spanish only because I had to teach it. That's funny, ain't it? You send your dummies who fail in your society to the dumbest of your society according to your results, your test results. You say that the Chinese Oriental or Oriental races are more intelligent than you, then the Mexicans and us are battling for third and fourth position. But yet you send all your rejects to learn from me. That is the most bizarre shit that I ever heard. You know, when I graduated electronics school, I invented an automatic pet feeder as my final project. Something that was programmable up to 2 weeks. It had a float system, like a toilet, if you will. When the water went down so low in the bowl, the float switch activated, And when the water level was back where the float switch will lay on top of the water and at the height of the bowl, it would cut off. And I put a solenoid on the food reserve that opened and snapped shut because gravity filled the bowl. So you just had to time how long it took gravity to give just enough dog food that the bowl didn't overflow. So these was fun things. These the kind of brains we got. Do you think they really want this to leave America and go and build our own communities? They don't want us to leave here. You ain't ever leaving America. They never letting you go. If you try to leave here in the droves like you trying to go to Africa right now, they gonna shut it down. See, I understand that all these African Americans now who had enough of your cruelty and brutality with your police, they want to take their children to a place where they think their children can be safe, where they don't see a lot of you. And that's in Africa, if you will. Now, you don't want them to go because you don't want these minds to leave. Because I was looking at the list of everything that blacks contributed to the United States. And it was funny that I learned that the computer and the cell phone was attributed to African Americans. The typewriter, the computer. I'm like, Thomas Edison couldn't even make a light bulb work. Alexander Graham Bell couldn't make the phone work. I mean, you really want us to leave? You know we're not giving you no more technology that we come up with if we leave. You know our minds create things. We're creative. You, on the other hand, not so much. You just live off the benefits of your slaves, descendants, and your slaves for 310 years and another 90 years. And now you couldn't even wipe your ass right, a toilet without a black man. I mean, we made the toilet. We made the automatic planter for corn, for cotton, for whatever. And see, it's so many things that's attributed to the black man. And that's why you don't want us to leave, because you need to continue to oppress us because you're supreme, but you need all our brains and the tech that we can come up with so that we can make you shine to the rest of the world. I didn't even know that a black man designed your missile guidance system. I Google American, African American contribution inventions to America and what they did. And look at that list. That list is long. And I was like, wow. So your military weapon guidance system, so you can shoot a nuke or a missile and kill somebody in another country, a black man design. That's crazy. But anyway, all I want to really say is that the left is about to attack the right. Civil war comes to America. Or vice versa, the right will attack the left. I mean, they already out here in the streets. Black Lives Matter ain't got black people in the crowds no more. It's all about left and right, Antifa, and the grand old party. That's who fighting. It ain't our fight. It ain't got nothing to do with us. We need to step out the fight, go in the house, close our door, and let these brothers sort out their differences. They're brothers. And that's not our fight. Don't involve yourself in this brother's war, Israel. Children of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi came here in the belly of ships, slaves, you Native Americans, who 89 million of you were murdered so that they can have this land to fight over. How dare you bring yourself out your house and fight with your captors and their descendants? That's all I'm saying. I mean, this video might not make it because, YouTube real sensitive about us blacks talking about going home right now. They don't want this mass exodus. They don't want us to go to these other countries and build them up and take our brains with us. But we're supposed to be the third or fourth in intelligence. But they don't want us to take this third or fourth intelligent brain back to where it come from. Why is that? Why do you want to keep us here and continue to oppress us instead of reparate us and send us home? Haven't you had enough of us? Aren't you tired of having to come to the ghettos and police us and shoot us down when you could just reparate us and send us home, and you and your police can live happily ever after? Your military, your National Guards, because you don't want to leave us because if you do, we're liable to bar you from our communities where we don't allow you even access to our private areas. Yeah, that's why you can't let us go, because you need us. You need to police it. You always need somebody to point the finger at, a bad guy, and that's us. But what you gonna do when we go? That's what I want to know. When we leave, what you gonna do then? Who you gonna have then? But I'm gonna say shalom, and I'm gonna say peace to you. And I'm not even mad at you, but should we, if America is invaded, say you get into a civil war and the UN have to pop in, and then they bring along China and Russia, your real enemies. Should your descendable slaves fight for you, with you, or should they just go in the house and be quiet and see what happened at the end? Just a question. Shalom. And peace be to all you Israelites, wherever you are in this diaspora, wherever you are. If you think you are African American, if you think you are a British, African British, if you think you African anything besides African or Hebrew, then be peace to you and shalom. I love you, and I hope that you wake up and come out of this sleep and this captivity. I hope you can wake, and I hope you can rise and give Yahuwah his glory. Turn away from the Pope and his ways. You say, I'm a Christian, I don't do the Pope. Yeah, you do, because you keep Sunday. You do the Easter Bunny, Ishtar. You keep Tammuz, Christmas. You do Mother's Day. You do all the things that he implement, but you don't keep the Passover. You don't do the Feast of Tabernacles. You don't do the Feast of Dedications or Trumpets. You don't do any of his fast and feast days. So I'm going to say this. I love you, and I apologize for offending anybody who might be offended, but that was not my intention. My intention was to wake my people and let you know what we should do in case of this civil war. So I'm going to say, I love you, Israel. Peace. And let your life be shalom,